Indeed, greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again. I thoroughly appreciate your presence, the time you choose to share with me, the space you make in your consciousness for me as I'm trying to do the same for you. I appreciate you being here with me right now. I hope you're doing well. I hope life has been treating you fairly, in whatever that's supposed to mean. I hope that you've been happy. I feel like I've definitely went through a day of contemplation again today. I I really don't like necessarily being in that mindset of wanting to do things or having ideas of things that you want to do, but the time not being right necessarily. Like I have all of this plethora of ideas that keeps bubbling up in me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know you want to do these things, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit. Demitard, Melt, I hope you were well. It's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us again, Demitard. It's been a while. How have you been? How have you been? I feel today is definitely gonna be a mellow day. I feel like I'm in a not a low wave, more feeling wave instead of actively participating wave, if that makes any sense. On that note, let's set an intention for the water I'm going to be drinking. What do you call that energy? Observation. Let's call it just observation. Mm. Darth Zombie is good morning to you, my brother. How are you doing? How's things in Texas? It's nice of you to join us. We have Lisa here as well. Thank you for joining us. Lisa, my friend, it's so nice to have you. Thank you for being here with us as well, Bongo. You are so loved, friend. I appreciate you sharing the space with us and taking some time, taking your consciousness and using your fingers to communicate with us in this place, my friend. I've been doing very well, better now with your energy. Oh, thank you, Demitard. I feel the same way. Genuinely feel the same way. Oh, Bongo. Like, it's so funny to me that you say that, especially today, because if I had a complex like that, today would be one of those days where I very much feel completely opposite to that, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel slightly out of tune, slightly misaligned, slightly not exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I'm feeling into that energy as well. It's interesting. Like, when I clicked to open the chat, it got stuck on 18 friends watching. And I'm completely okay with that number. It's not about the number, it's just about the actual digits themselves. Last night I pulled card number 18, and it is basically this ancient wisdom card that asks you what it is you're doing right now with your life, the direction you feel like you're heading in, the decisions you're making with the direction you want to head in mind, and how all of these things kind of come together constantly in this moment. And how in this moment you're basically influencing this moment of the future as well. We have so much power over our experiences, and then we throw it away so many times. A lot of these phony baloney spiritual take people have to preach all day long with a big fake smile. A lot of these spiritual have to preach. That's interesting, friend. Why do you think they have to preach? Do you think it is something that they... Sorry about the noise. I'll give it a second. Any second now, I'm sure. Please, I just need some silence, please. Please. Yes. Yes. Thank goodness. So, the things I'm feeling, Bongo. So, do you think that these, as you say, phony baloney spiritual take people, do you feel they have to preach because it is something that they are trying to convince themselves of? Or do you feel it is something that they try and do every day because they have such conviction for that? They feel so strongly about that energy, so convinced of that energy. They feel that energy, that understanding has so much authority that it completely overrides everything else that they want to be doing with their lives, and they get almost pushed into that direction. You know, a spiritual pursuit, or the pursuit of understanding yourself completely, is possibly the most difficult thing you can do in this life, because it's the only thing in which you will never actually succeed, you know. And that's kind of the feeling I went with my question for the title as well today. Day 231. Do you think the universe ever says, I'm done? No. I don't think so. The universe is like, nah, I'm just going to ceaselessly create, you know, and a constant flow from and to, from and to, from and to. I think that is why, if anything, people that kind of find themselves aligned of a spiritual understanding of life become so convinced, so obsessed, sometimes even so attached to that, because it's so thoroughly a pursuit that is never ending. It's something that you can constantly do, constantly pull information from, constantly grow into. And it's a very freeing way of living life, my friend. It really is. I'm sending you so much love, Bongo. We really vibe off each other's positive energy. I love it. This is really the way, Lisa. Estienne, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Be kind to others, but always be compassionate with yourself. Perfectly put, Lisa. Thank you so much for reminding me of that as well. Man, like instantly that Robin Williams quote comes to my mind. Be kind. I don't know. Starts from every single person in life is fighting a battle that you might never know about. Be kind to everyone, always. Man, like I really wish I could just actually have been able to sit down and have a conversation with Robin Williams as well. You know, to be so well known, to be so idolized by so many people, and yet to still feel completely alone must be absolutely devastating. Oh, it breaks my heart. We're not alone, friends. We are not alone. I'm so happy to be able to show up every single day into that feeling of not being alone as well. I didn't realize how much I would need it, or how important it would be to me. How important you are to me, friend. I love you. Thank you for joining me in the space. Melt for president. Just planting seeds. Like, the thing is, I can't become the president of America because I wasn't born there, first and foremost. Damn it hard. So we're kind of getting snuffed right there. And I highly doubt that I would ever be able to become president of South Africa, just because of the political nature of our country. I do have a friend though, which actually, like, I went to high school with, that might genuinely have a running chance at becoming president eventually of our country, and I'm actively rooting for him as well. I don't necessarily want to be president. I appreciate the sentiment, Evitar, very much so, but I don't think it is exactly the job that I need to be doing. I don't think it's the one that would help me make the most change. I think I would be able to make a lot of change, but I feel I would feel even more frustrated not being able to make the changes that I think I would be able to make being in a position like that, if that makes any sense. I think it does. I think you know what I'm trying to say. Even though you're president, it still doesn't mean you can't change whatever it is you want to. That's the point I'm trying to make. The ancients are watching. Always, my friend. Thank you. They're watching you as well, friend. They're watching us right now. And I believe in that understanding, I'm not saying that is the understanding I hold, but in that understanding, again, it just gives you a little bit more clarity to live your life in a way that you believe the ancients would be satisfied, pleased, if you will. Loving each other, having conversations from that place of love, sharing understanding with one another, sharing ideas with one another, expanding what we think of as this world, enhancing our perspectives, our experiences, as opposed to the flip side of the coin where we're breaking each other down, where we're in hatred of one another, in judgment of one another, uncomfortable around one another, feelings of insignificance, feelings of unworthiness. Like, there's such a sheer difference between those two energies. And even if there is no one keeping score, even if there is nothing that needs to be done, at least if you do the one above the other, you are going to be having a better life experience. And isn't that more important than anything? Giving yourself the best experience you can possibly have. Hello, Mammy! It's so nice to have you here. I see we have Charles here as well. It's so nice to have you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Always such a pleasure to find calmness in life and life's chaos by listening to all of you caring friends. My family is back. It's so nice to have you here, Charles. Thank you for sharing your calm and loving energy with us as well, my friend. I do feel calm. Observation. Respect, bro. Respect to you, Imgod. That's a cool name. I don't know if it's supposed to be said that way, but I'm gonna say it that way. Everyone in the chat box, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, Mammy. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Yeah, Dublin is sunny just now as Mel's stream started. It was raining all day up until now. I cannot take any credit, but I'm happy. I hope that the sunny weather is something that can be appreciated, Mammy. So, are we ever done? I don't think so. Cranmeyer? Cranmeyer. I don't think we're ever done, friend. And that can be something that could be extremely intimidating / overwhelming in an understanding as well. But I feel, if anything, it just kind of hints again at the infinite nature of this world we live in. The infinite nature of our minds, the fractal nature of our bodies. Like I like with the consistency I bring this up, I don't know why. There must be something about the shower that has something to do with the way you perceive consciousness. Because I was showering today, and I feel when you shower, again, it can be seen as this honoring of yourself, because you're basically taking this time to hygienically take care of yourself. So just in that in itself, and doing that with this intention, like I draw shapes of liquid soap on my washing apparatus, if you will. I'll make a shape, and then I'll make that shape with an intention. I'll be like, okay, triangle, mind, body, spirit. This is the thing I'm trying to make myself aware of, and then I'll turn them into suds, and it would be this whole ritualistic kind of experience. And then as I was getting done with the shower, and I looked down at the drain, and I just saw this spiral, of the soap basically making these little streaks as it goes into the drain hole. And I was looking into that spiral and feeling like I was looking into an entire galaxy as well. How these individual small little bubbles can be seen as, little planets or little stars of their own. And how the soap in between them had smaller bubbles that could be seen as little planets. And how if there was something able to live, even if you could see, each and every single one of those bubbles is a little life. How this spiral of life was so obviously presenting itself to me in such a small way, literally a spiral this big on the scale of our planet. And then having this understanding within inside of myself that our universe really likes spirals, and thinking on a zoomed out perspective, our entire Milky Way spiraling around a black hole. It's baffling. It baffles my mind every single day. Just the sheer awesomeness of the life we get to live right here. It's too much for me sometimes. Life is never done. We are immortal souls in an immortal universe, living finite lives. At least these lives, these humanoid lives, are very much finite. I couldn't agree more, my friend. How are you doing, Lisa? I hope you're good. I'm perfect, man. That's so beautiful. Thank you for saying as well, Lisa. Been a lurky turkey at worky. Love yous as well. Thank you for joining us. You're fun. I appreciate you sharing the space, my friend. Robin Williams was a gift to humanity. What a gem of a person. He still is a gift to humanity. Like, that's the thing as well. His gift is actively being given. I'm sorry about all of the noise, friends. Like, the gift that he has given to the world is technically already given. Like watching one of his movies, seeing him there's so much chaos now all of a sudden. One of the chickens were in my sister's grow room. Oh, they've kicked up dust. Anyway, so Robin Williams' gift continues to be given. Like I genuinely would want to show my kids one day, like, his role as the genie, Like, I genuinely think one of my favorite fictional characters was the genie growing up as a kid. I was between Genie and Stitch. Both of them were blue. Oh, that's interesting. But like, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. And watching Aladdin and watching the genie with all of his shenanigans and hearing Robin Williams in the genie as the genie, it is such a visceral, life-inspiring thing to watch. Watching Blubber, for example, as well. It is something that can really inspire you and inspire the creation of your own experience within your own mind just by witnessing someone else. His gift continues to be given. You are missed, Robin Williams. I don't know if you can hear this, my friend, but thank you for having given all that you did, if you will. Lurky turkey. I'm well, living and loving all day, every day. Hope you guys are also well. I'm doing well, Jovan. I'm happy that you're well as well, my friend. Hey, Klepto. Peace to you as well, friend. Thank you for joining us. What are you doing? We're having a conversation, McGregor. What are you doing, friend? You can join us in this conversation if you don't mind. Is it just me, or does it seem I hear this every morning when I wake up? Walk slowly, as you are now entering the twilight zone. What you will now see may be shocking. Darth Zombius. Do you mean in these streams? Is it on YouTube that you're seeing this? Like some sort of Facebook trend or whatever is happening? Walk slowly, as you are now entering the twilight zone. What you will now see may be shocking. Hear this every morning. Like, I'm feeling you're maybe talking from a perspective of divine enlightenment even. And in that case, I feel you might be in some ways on point, Darth Zombies. I do think in a lot of ways we are entering what you can consider as the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone means to me, if anything, the transition phase. I'm very sure we've been going through this transition phase. We're starting to realize that our governments are lying to us. Our governments are desperately trying to continue the status quo of the control they've been holding over us. There is a chaos erupting all over the world as this energy starts to shift. I genuinely believe that lower vibrational energy, the only thing that this lower vibrational energy knows how to do is lash out in violence and in, like, even be it verbal violence. Is lash out in that violence, because that's the only thing that is known from that place of energy. And I believe it's for that reason we're seeing the world kind of panic in the way that it is right now. It's not a signal as to, the end times, if you will. I feel it's maybe a signal to the next times. There is no such thing as an end. That's the thing. It's only a shifting, constant shifting. Energy cannot be destroyed or created, only transmuted. Good morning, the evening, Klepto. It's fractals all the way down, baby. Oh yeah, it is, Fred. You're very much right. Look at a beautiful day. Looks like a beautiful day where you are, man. It is. It's actually getting hot again. I'm going to have to start wetting my scarf very soon. But it has been nice, friend. Thank you for joining us again. Gobbly, gobbly, woggly, lurky, turkey. Thank you for joining us, Gob. So nice to have you here. Ebony Star is here as well. That's some true self-care. Absolutely. It really is. And there's so much self-care to be had in so many things. And yet we kind of omit them, right? Omit is the right word. When you just kind of don't do it. Just taking a second to breathe before you do something important. It's a way of taking care of yourself as well. Give yourself a little bit more perspective, leeway, before you jump completely into it. We get so rushed to the point where we rip ourselves apart sometimes. Well, very, very well, thank you. How about you? That's so beautiful. Mammy, I'm hungry. Thank you for the hugs, famous seaweed. Thank you for joining us again as well, friend. I meant to say we in my last comment, sorry. Don't worry about it, that's obvious. What's up? I'm doing well, friend. I'm doing really well. I'm in a observational mindset today, having set the intention that I have. So I'm thinking about stuff, dude. How about you? Amazing hair. Thank you, friend. It grows this way right out of my head. Toasty! Oh, how the turntables have tabled. Look, who can reply now? Oh, yes, she actually can. Are you on PC right now, Jovan? I'm guessing you are. Oh, how the turntables. Freaking Office references. Man, Michael Scott. I've never disliked, well, no, is that true? Like, it's interesting to me as well how someone can act so well that you can viscerally start to dislike their character, at least the character they're playing. Michael Scott, at least in the first few seasons, was definitely someone that I had like this aversion to. I'm like, damn it, dude, you're so freaking unaware. You're triggering me. And I know that's exactly the role he was playing. And like, it made me angry, but it made me angry in a good way. Like, it would kind of frustrate me, but then I would want to see where that kind of was going to turn out, or if he was going to grow from that frustration that I was feeling. And then I'm thinking about like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Yes, yeah, that freaking character. Him, I just didn't have any hope for, unfortunately. I was just like, oh, you scum of the earth, freaking snake, freaking what, Lannister? That's what their surname was called, right? Inbred Lannister. Oh, freaking Joffrey. Like it's a different dislike of character. I think maybe it's because Joffrey was evil and like Michael Scott was more just unaware or oblivious. So it's a different reason to be angry. No, I wasn't like angry, you know what I mean? Like just I don't like this character, you know. Ebony, I'm cooking food since 10:30. Goodness, what are you cooking, Mammy? It sounds like it's like a whole thing, actually, like a whole big ass meal. Home cooked. If you're cooking that long, like almost what, hour 5 now, right? Hour 6 now. Goodness. Maybe you're making something that needs to be. What do you call that? Kookvlees? Like, kook in Afrikaans is boil. Boiled meat, but that sounds just horrible. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about when you have it like in a pressure cooker or something, so it's gonna take some time. Hey again, Toasty. Thank you for joining us, my beloved friend. I hope you're doing well. Are you making our wedding feast? Not just yet. Ebony, gobble, gobble, gobble. The chickens bark, bark, bark. Yo, 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 Melt Fam. Hey, Dan. Thank you for joining us, my man. How are you doing? So nice to have you here. I love Robin Williams when he played Mork from Ork. I don't think I saw that, actually. I'm missing out. Thank you for letting me know this. There's more for me to see, Ebony. Oh, Toasty with the desktop. Yeah. Mork and Mindy, have a look if you've never seen it. I definitely want to, my friend. Thank you for letting me know. Ebony, our wedding feast will be a 2-day cookout. I'd prep for a few days for sure. Our wedding feast. I feel like I'm missing something, Mammy. Are you getting remarried? As like a resetting of the vows, if you will. I'm curious. I might be missing something. Mobile user got the power. Wait a second. Mobile users can reply now? I'm guessing. Can mobile users now reply, Toasty? That's so sick. I'm struggling a bit this morning, y'all. Not feeling my best. Dan, my brother. I feel like it's not very clear. But I feel like there is a turbulence. I feel maybe that is what I was feeling, if anything. Dan, I wish I could give you a big hug, my man. If anything, I can give you this. I can tell you that you're loved. I can tell you that you're appreciated. I can tell you that I genuinely love having you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us in this space. I hope you're feeling better soon. Big hug coming your way. There you go. Sorry, Dad. Oh, you have so much love being sent your way, man. Hello to you, Pop. Let me read the rest of it. Ooh. Ooh, Bibium Pop. Goodness, dude, that's a difficult name. Ooh, Bibium Pop. Thank you for joining us, Pop. It's nice to have you, my friend. Appreciate the support, y'all. I'm just struggling to not feel down. I started this new job, which means a new insurance plan. I enrolled at the end of June, but of course, Aetna sucks and said my plan is processing. As a result, I've had to rapidly come off of antidepressants. How fun. Not fun. This is triggering more than it's making me sad. Dude, that's some bullshit. That's like actually dangerous as well, dude. Imagine that you as a patient, if you will, have to discontinue using medication that has helped you for X amount of time. And SSRIs or antidepressants are notoriously difficult to get off of. because they are addictive. And then because of freaking insurance, literally because you wouldn't be able to continue to afford antidepressive medications, you have to discontinue using that antidepressant medications. What is the opposite of getting triggered? I want to focus on whatever that energy is. Getting excited about something. I feel like it's kind of in the same vein though. Being excited, being triggered. It's like the same energy but opposite side of the spectrum. I'm sorry, Dan. You're strong, my friend. You are loved. Like, I can't send you antidepressants through the phone, but I can send you a smile. A smile with me, dude. Raise your hands up. We're gonna win, dude. Even if it takes us a billion lifetimes, we're gonna win. Whoa, you look like Chris Pratt 2.0. Thank you, friend. I look like Meltmore 1.0, technically, first. Well, how do you keep your meditation regular? Whoa. How do you keep your meditation regular, and how do you get your maximum benefits out of it? Oh, specialist square. I feel I keep my meditation, if you will, just by setting a certain time in which I do want to meditate. So that helps me first and foremost, because instead of just being like, okay, I want to start meditating, I know that there is a certain time in my day which I have dedicated towards meditating. So I know somewhere in my day I do it just before the stream, just before I go and have my shower and stuff, before I come and sit down. I have like an hour of quiet time in which I really do a lot of contemplative work, spend time on myself, and just think about the things that I might be distracting myself from by, using technology, if you will. And I feel maybe that's the way that you gain the maximum benefit, friend. Set a time for yourself, and then just, even if you aren't closed-eyed, just make sure you don't have something to keep yourself busy with, if you will. Make sure you don't have something in your hands other than, like, just something to fidget with, like nothing that gives you more information than the actual act of playing with it, if you will. So if you have a ring that spins, that's fine. If you have like a little stone that you want to rub, that's fine. No screens, no books, nothing with text on it. You don't want to be distracted by it. And then just sit with nothing, even if it's open eyes, and just think. Feel these thoughts come and flow, and realize through that pursuit that there is a quietness nonetheless in between all of it, my friend. That is how. What you drinking? I'm drinking water, friend. Drinking water. I hope you get the insurance plan all squared away as soon as possible, so you don't have to worry anymore, Poopsie. I hope so as well. Can you fit your whole fist in your mouth? Very much no, friend. I have big hands. Goodness. I'm sorry about all of the noises, friend. Unfortunately, respect and consideration is something that's very lacking at this house, and that's okay. doesn't steal any of the love that I have to give. It does make it harder sometimes, but I feel if it's hard, it's even more significant if you manage to share it that way anyway. It's so annoying, Dan. Sometimes your doctor can give you a sample or maybe a discount prescription program, like Good RX for this month. I hope that is something that's possible, actually. That's a good suggestion as well, Lisa. I didn't even think about that at all. I ran out of samples last week, Lisa. Ooh, I'm getting triggered. Gloomy sunshine. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. How are you doing? How's the furniture doing? Has the smell subsided a little bit, or have you gotten new furniture in? Have you taken that camping trip yet? I keep wondering about that, my friend. I want you to be happy. I want you to know that I'm thinking about you as well, friend. Let's call them They are understanding. Possibly doesn't hurt to try. It sucks. It's just the bull situation that's a result of the American garbage healthcare system. It sucks right now though, cause it's literally fucking with the chemicals in my brain, lol. Literally, dude. And as I said as well, antidepressants are notoriously difficult to get off of. I remember myself when I had to try and get off antidepressants. Fortunately, and I do believe that this was maybe a handing off of, and I'm infinitely grateful that I had that. I stopped taking my antidepressants when I started smoking weed, and like it was a complete shift. It was definitely a complete shift. And I'm not saying that's what you need to do. I'm just thinking to myself how I managed to kind of stay sane above the fact that I was no longer taking my antidepressants. I love you, Dan. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Melt, quit being so positive and awesome, dude. JK, keep it up. Sleamy Slav. Sleamy Slav. Slimy sleeve. I won't, friend. I won't stop being positive and happy. Because if I stop, then maybe someone else stops. And then because that other person stopped, maybe someone else stops as a result of that as well. And before we know it, nobody is positive anymore. So can't have that happening. So I have to try and be positive as I can. Just watched an episode last night where Michael thinks of the golden ticket idea. Michael, I'll be honest with you, David. I want all of the credit with none of the yeah, dude, like stuff like that, dude. Freaking Michael Scott, man. Like there's just so much wrong with him, and it's beautiful. I love it. Do you have bullshit insurance? We do have bullshit insurance. I agree. In America, it's all big business money making schemes. It is. You know, the fact that you pay $200 for a Valium if you're in the hospital. The nurse takes a bottle of like $10 worth pills, you know, 3 cents a pill, puts it in a little cup, brings the cup to you, and then after you take that cup, they write you up for $200. That triggers me, yo. Ooh, it makes me angry. It makes me so freaking angry. You know, like every single time, like for me, the feeling of getting triggered, I imagine, you've seen it as well probably, that monkey that is like on that steel door and he's just like fucking shaking that door like as if his life depends on it. That is what the feeling of getting triggered feels like internally to me. And it's like this, and then I'm like, okay, just let's relax again. That's not necessarily something that is indicative of growth, so I stop myself. We want to see a video of your sister's point of view of you streaming. I mean, you can just kind of imagine me sitting in front of a streaming setup from a distance. Like I can kind of picture it myself, standing from that tree and looking at myself. I mean, it can be done. It can be done, Darth Zombie is. Especially if you're going to do the same. A pharmacy chemist regularly, they might be more understanding if you explain the situation. I hope so, Mammy. It's unacceptable nonetheless. Love from Sweden, Hasserest. Thank you for joining us again, my friend. Love to you. How's it going in Sweden? Good morning to you, Katie. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to have you. How the heck do you all know each other's first names? The time? Gob? I don't actually know your first name, Gob. But I also have a suspicion that you prefer being called Gob. In a way, I prefer being called Melt as well, at this point. Because I still feel like Estian is my civilian name. It's the name that I was given. The name that was forced upon me, if you will. And now I get to choose for myself. But it's not something that bothers me either way. We should share it on the 100th day, Gob, if you'd be willing to. Mindy and Mork. It's a show where Robin is an alien, is old. Oh! Did I actually see that episode? Where he's an alien and he has to procreate with someone? Is that the Robin Williams movie? Might be. I have an unsmoked ham steeping in cold water, and I have my homemade bolognese sauce in the slow cooker. I've got chicken marinating in the fridge. Mammy, you are too much, friend. Actually, you are the exact right amount. Goodness, like I'm just imagining Mammy is like 5D planning different meals for her family. What a blessing it must be to have Mammy as a mom. What a blessing it is to have Mammy as a friend. Thank you, my friend, for sharing you with us. How far behind is my dude? Like 10 minutes, Katie. I'm sorry, friend. I'm coming. Sounds good. Sending good vibes. You're a rock star, ma'am. Yeah, definitely. Yes, mobile users can indeed reply now. I'm 100% mobile. Sick. That's so cool. I'm happy that you can do that actually, because like a lot of times where I'll try and perfectly type out the username, so I'll scroll back up and check what the username kind of works like before I reply, so that the person knows I'm replying to them. Now I can do it on mobile as well. Sick. I'm happy about that. Like, we've been waiting this whole time. Like, we've been waiting an entire year for an RPAN update, and we got the ability to reply. Yes! Yeah, things are getting better, slowly but surely. iPhone or Android? Oh, me too, Android. Okay, I was about to say, I'm happy that it actually works on Android. My phone updated itself yesterday, and all of a sudden, Reddit now has the function of replying to messages on mobile too. Stonks. Maybe Reddit did upgrade because of the 2-year anniversary. Yeah, definitely. I think so as well. It's just funny to me, Mammy, that is the thing. It's like, I understand why you would make that the thing as well, because they technically already had the code on the PC platform. So they were just like, copy all that code and then pull it into the same directory for the Androids, and like, okay, job's done. We can give them another year. They'll be fine. And then next year what will they do? They give you the ability to zoom again, which is was a freaking feature they had in the first place. Speaking of trick. I'm guessing that it doesn't work on iPhone then. I'm so sorry, Gob. Our healthcare system has declined so much. A couple years ago, I needed a surgery. When I got to the surgery room, they required prepayment for the room. Otherwise, buy. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, you're poor? Nah, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to die, fam. You're gonna have to die. Oh, what? We're not booked today. We don't have our doctors working today. We have literal tons of the medicine you need, but you don't have money though. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You're just gonna have to die. Like, we don't value human life more than this worthless currency that we have become so attached to. And when I say worthless, I mean worthless in the sense that it is not something that is going to bring you any value after your passing, right? You're not going to, in your afterlife, I can just imagine. There is probably people like that. That's so petty, They die and like, dude. Like, imagine. I'm thinking about 1,000 times things at the same time. Like, imagine dying, being then reawakened to your true nature, being this infinite being, like out of your hands, like maybe just thinking about a banana, and then as you're literally formulating the thought, the banana forms in your hand and you can open this banana and eat the banana, and you're thinking to yourself, man, how amazing would it be to see an elephant balancing itself on a ball right now as it juggles little raccoons with little hats on themselves, and then as you're formulating this thought, this entire scene just folds out in front of your very eyes. And then in the same breath being like, hey dude, did you know I had X amount of money while I was on planet Earth? And you're like, oh really? You had X amount of money? And as you're thinking about X amount of money, X amount of money just appears right in front of you. You had this amount of money, huh? Yeah, I had that amount of money. Cool. Now, duplicates it. Oh, now I have twice as much as money as you ever had. Okay. Now I have 4 times as much money as you ever had. 8 times. You know what I'm talking? Sacrificing human lives because they can't afford to save themselves. You know, living in a country like I'm thinking more now specifically about the Americans healthcare system, claiming to be the most powerful and wealthiest country in the world, while letting and allowing your citizens to die if they can't afford to pay for the medicine that you have made as expensive as is. Like, that's the thing as well. Like, it's not even that people have to pay for their own treatments. It's the fact that on top of them having to pay for their own treatments, it is so absurdly inflated that a normal human being can't afford treatment like that. Like I saw the Reddit post as well of a dude that broke his leg, and after breaking his leg and going through the whole hospital visit and them fixing his leg, he paid 36,000 US dollars. How the fuck is that something that is, acceptable? I haven't earned 36,000 US dollars in my entire life as a working adult. Now, not only do I have and this is literally including living costs. Now I have to give all of this money because maybe I was, um, standing on the sidewalk and a negligent driver kind of hit the side of my leg and just broke my femur. Now I am like tens of thousands of dollars in debt because of an accident. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. I'm sorry for freaking trigger. Oh, that's insane, Klepto. It really is. The triggering thing is I didn't do anything wrong. Exactly. Again, I was never unemployed. I enrolled on time. Systems just failing me right now. But I think I'm just gonna take the opportunity to stop taking SSRIs altogether. Yes, 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 yes. Dad, I'm so happy that you said that yourself, because that's actually the first thing that I thought when you said you can't take your antidepressants anymore. I was like, that's kind of a good thing for you, Dan. But obviously I'm so respectful of your feelings, and I know that it's not going to be something that's easy, but it might be better this way, friend. If anything, maybe as you said, and I'm so happy that you see it as that, as an opportunity to get off of them completely, friend. I love you, Dan. You're going to get better, my friend. Oh, Melt, the wedding. So me and Ebony decided that in an alternate universe, we are engaged to each other. We are having a shotgun wedding in Vegas. Don't tell David. Shh, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet, mammy. I won't say a word, I promise. It do be like that, management, yeah. Positivity bombs needed for Trigger, my dog. For those who don't know, he's having a bad day. His mobility has steeply declined, but I can't do much to help him. Do you know what's wrong, Gob? Like, is there a diagnosis that has been met? Did he eat something funky? Maybe is there something stuck in his throat? Maybe he has some sort of sore on his body. Like, what exactly is wrong, friend? I would like to send him even more directed positivity, but positivity is being sent this way nonetheless. How can I tell my significant other I need more attention without coming off as clingy? My friend, I feel, if anything, the feeling of expecting, or what's the word I'm looking for exactly? That awareness or resistance to telling your significant other that you need more attention, and being scared of the fact that you might be perceived as clingy, I feel, if anything, is just this resistance to you getting what you truly deserve, friend. Like, if your significant other isn't willing to give you the affection that you need, and they only see you as clingy, for example, when you try to do that, then maybe it's not a healthy relationship in the first place. Maybe something needs to change then. Maybe you need to make that change, friend. You are infinitely valuable and you deserve to be loved. I hope you know that, friend. Oh God, I'm so sorry to hear that. All my energy to you and Trigger. Hey, Simon, Thank you for joining us again, my friend. How are you doing? Thank you for the love. We have Paul here as well. Good morning to you, homie. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure if you're still here, friends, but I'm sending you love nonetheless. Paul's in here too. Is somebody doing woodwork? I don't think somebody was doing woodwork. It was just my little brother beating on something. I'll ask him what he was beating on afterwards. The noise is fine, Mel. Don't worry about it. It's not like I'm partly worried about the noise for you, friends, but to me, like I'm a very visual thinker, so it's like this explosion of imagery happening in my head constantly, like this molten mess of stuff happening. And then as a result of this molten stuff that's happening, I try and pull some aspects of it, and then I try to articulate. And then when there's like thrown into this, it's like each noise, and it's jarring to me. It makes it hard for me to focus on the thing I'm trying to talk about. I'm so sorry I got here early today. Usually I need to catch the end of the streams. You usually do, Mammy. I'm happy that you're here now, though. It makes me so happy. Me too. Woo. I'm happy that you're happy, Keru. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Mel, question for you. Werd seriously, that weed seriously, I'm guessing, helped me with my general anxiety, maybe even better than the SSRIs, but I get tired when I smoke all the time. What do you do to avoid the weed sleepies? Like, that's a good question, Dan. And I also get the weed sleepies, so I feel more so than anything like I'm trying to smoke a little bit later in the day as a result of that. And if I am going to be smoking earlier in the day, I make sure that there is a opportunity, at least for me, to get like a 30-minute nap. Actually, a 24-minute nap is more ideal. So yeah, that's literally the way I deal with it, Toasty. Dan, Toasty is directly underneath. That's the way I deal with it. I hope that it helps, my friend. But I know that it's not always something that's possible, especially if you're at work. I mean, you can technically take like a 24-minute nap during your lunch break, I guess, during the midday. That's maybe one way. I was on both SSRIs and anti-anxiety for about 6 months. They helped with the depression, but they made me numb. Yep, and that was way worse. Same thing for me. They helped in the way where, like, I had these ebb and flows, like I had these peaks of being happy and then these extreme lows of wanting to absolutely kill myself. And then the SSRIs, like, kind of took that sine wave and flattened it out, and I was just like, I'm not angry, I'm not sad, I'm not happy, I'm just, and it was, as you said, very numbing. It wasn't something that I valued at all. Try a good sativa, that helped me. I think Dan does have access to a lot of different strains, so I think there's some CBD heavy, low on THC option, just a little less intoxicating. I think so as well, Dan. We're doing good. We got new mattresses. The moving company refused to pay for them, so it was all out of pocket. The new couch won't be here until November because of the lumber shortage. Well, November isn't that far away. I mean, it's already August. 2022 is just around the corner again, friends. Cannabis is my mood support as well. Cannabis and caffeine, I guess. It does help. And I feel cannabis and caffeine definitely is a better alternative than SSRIs alone. And I'm not a medical professional, obviously, and I wouldn't say discontinue one for the other. I'm just talking from my personal experience, and I'm seeing some similarities with you as well. I genuinely do believe, though, that cannabis usage is better long-term for you than SSRIs are. What SSRIs mean is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So what that means is that in certain parts of your brain, it basically, I think, either coaxes your H2A receptors into staying closed for longer, or it coaxes your actual serotonin molecules into staying longer. But a reuptake inhibitor, the RI of that acronym, means that it refuses to let the molecules go. So as soon as the serotonin bonds with your brain, it stays there to the point where it becomes destroyed. And that is exactly why SSRIs can become so addictive as well, is because it becomes the new base level. If you constantly use this drug to basically stop your serotonin from being reuptaken, then eventually so much of your serotonin gets destroyed that you don't have natural, normal levels. So you have to take an SSRI again to get back to what that normal could be. And then it becomes a vicious loop of as soon as you discontinue those SSRIs, you just get the bottom of it. You just feel the lack. And that's why it would be difficult to stay happy, Dan. You're not doing something wrong. You're not imperfect. You are experiencing your own biochemistry, my friend. Whew, you are so loved, nonetheless. I smoke the sativas for sure. I was wondering if there's like some CBD heavy, low on THC option, like a little less intoxicating. They definitely would be. Like Charlotte's Web is one of those, I believe. It's actually a strain grown for a girl that had epilepsy. Also, edibles are nice for calmness internally. I agree completely, Lisa. I also get an extreme calm from taking edibles. Like extreme calm. Like I've taken more edibles than I now realize I was supposed to take. And instead of it messing with me, I just increasingly became calmer. Super calm. It was fantastic. A different strain will definitely make the difference, Dan. I'm gonna call you Dan from now on because I like the name. I know many great Dans. Dan is the first Dan that I know, but Dan is a cool name as well. I agree, Mammy. Gloomy, did the moving company lose your stuff? They didn't lose it. They were in storage, and I'm sure Gloomy's gonna tell you as well. They were in storage, and then people were just freaking smoking cigarettes as it was raining outside. So, like moldy wetness attached with cigarette smokes is a combination that pulled into all of the furniture and bedding. It's atrocious, absolutely unacceptable. I have not taken the camping trip yet. I'm waiting for fall. Okay, thank you for telling me, Gloomy Sunshine, Christine. Happy day, fam. Happy day to you, Airborne Army guy. I hope you're well, friend. I hope you're well. I'm sending you so much love. I still have to reply to your message, my friend. I have not forgotten. Oh, my Wi-Fi went down for a moment. Hey, Airborne. Hey again, Mammy. Ma'am, the moving company delivered everything, but it reeks of cigarettes. My kiddo has medical issues, so I had to replace all of the big stuff so there wouldn't be any third-hand smoke exposure. Getting it sorted one day at a time. One day at a time, Gloomy Sunshine. And fortunately, you won't be moving that far anytime soon again, you know? So maybe all of these difficulties now, almost as an initial feeling towards this moving process, moving in itself can be something that's jarring as well. Like it's almost stacking all of this difficulty on top of you right now, Christine, so that when you move past this difficulty, you know, as you say, sorting it day by day, you're going to be moving into the upswing of all of those feelings again. I'm sure, my friend. I felt that melt. I had dealt with renaming one's self. He took his name up that shelf and wore it like a pelt. Okay, I'm feeling like Toasty is dropping like one of those, like a mini poem even. Okay. I felt that Melt had dealt with renaming oneself. He took the name of that shelf and wore it like a pelt. That's so cool, dude. I don't know what it means though. Do I? I felt that Melt had dealt with renaming oneself. He took the name of that shelf and wore it like a pelt. Oh, okay. Now I get what you're saying. It was like the Meltmore name was on the shelf of names, potential names that I could have chosen for myself. And then having taken one of these names off this shelf, I am wearing it like a pelt, like it is becoming me. I am becoming the name as the name is me, if you will. Like I'm guessing that's what you're getting at, Toasty. I love that so much, man. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Well, I hope you are setting in okay with the new home despite your poor stuff being ruined. I'm sure she is as well. Toasty the word wizard. Oh yes, he is, and I love it. Man, like this is the 2 days in a row, Toasty. Freaking, you're gonna have to get a drop more, dude. On that note, I actually want to say something worth saying. I read two things worth saying yesterday. Maybe I want to read this one again. It's so significant. I am not what I have perceived myself to be. I am unlimited, pure spirit, and nothing is unavailable to me. Therefore, in this moment, I choose to open access to other dimensions of experience so that I might call this moment to me in a different way. Goosebumps forming and going away. Damn. Hot diggity. Damn. This is but one small expression of that being. I am but one small expression of that being. We are but small expressions of that being. And yet, the more of us come together to express that beingness, the more powerful, the more evident, the more noticeable that being becomes. I love you, friends, so much. Even money doesn't always get you the care you need. I have paid Ayetan, Ayetna, that's such a stupid name as well, $300 plus thus far for insurance, and the best they can tell me is a pay out of pocket, and when we're done processing, we might reimburse you if your meds are covered. It's a bad joke. It's so stupid, dude. It really is so stupid. Feeling good, day toasty. Getting so much done, and I know come bedtime I will sleep well because I'm physically and mentally tired in a good way. I love that feeling as well, actually, Mammy. When you feel kind of like you've been really pulling from that battery, right? You've been drawing all day, like high current. I know completely what you're saying, my friend. I hope that you sleep well, Mammy. We are settling in wonderfully. The neighbor had a huge block party, so we got to meet mostly everyone. It meant a lot because all of my fam is back in SoCal. I'm so happy to hear that, Limmy Sunshine. It makes me so happy that you can have that community vibe with your neighborhood as well. I think it is more important than we really realize. Feel with you, bro. And these meds are just a symptom band-aid. Therapy is even more expensive. Shake my head. Yep. And not only is therapy more expensive, but it's even more time consuming as well than just taking a single pill. So it is doubly expensive, it's taking your time whilst paying someone else for their time. Hallo. Wie zoek jullie? Ik kreeg ze weg voor jullie. They're looking for Kiki. Makes me happy to read. How great is that? Getting a lovely welcome and getting to know the people who live on your street. It really is great. Holy goodness, this is the first time I've ever seen this guy not dancing to a sunrise. Popular Kangaroo. Must been a while since you've been on Reddit, friend. Because I've not properly did a sunrise dance since... It's almost been like a month and a half, maybe even like going on 2 months now that I haven't been sunrise dancing. I've lost a lot of weight as of late, and I'm feeling a little bit weak, actually, to be completely honest. I'm feeling a little bit weak. I'm still doing like pull-up exercises and stuff. Like I feel my upper body is stronger than my legs are, because I feel I lose weight in my legs first. But I'm gonna eventually reach some sort of equilibrium and get back into it, friend. Thank you for joining us, Popular Kangaroo. The universe will eventually come to an end. Yes, it will, friend. Yes, it will. That is one of the things we can bet on, is the impermanence of this physical reality. And yet, even though we're aware of this impermanence of this physical reality, we're also aware of it, We're aware of it first, even. The I am I am is. I am is. I am is. It feels too infinite. It feels the exact right amount of infinite. So, recognizing the impermanence of our universe and recognizing the infinitude of you. Thank you for joining me, friend. Yeah, it's so much added stress. Stress you definitely don't need. On top of the stuff that he is dealing with already, you're so right, my friend. Darkness. Light to you, Western. How is Meltmore 18 minutes behind today? Simon, dude, I don't know, bro. I rant. I get into rants, and then like a single rant is like 5 minutes, and then by the time I'm out of the rant, I'm like back in this world, and I'm like, oh shit, 5 minutes have passed again. You're too nice. What a wonderful experience. Therapy is indeed expensive. I made the choice of going down the cognitive behavior route rather than go with meds. I was a tough time for a long time. Sometimes I still feel lower than low. I hear you, Mammy. I feel having a support group, having people to come, like, just talk to when you feel in those states of lower than low is what's the true saving grace, because when you get to that point where you feel lower than low, and we all get to that point where we feel lower than low, but when you get to that point and you feel on top of it being your lowest low, you also have no one that is going to care, no one that wants to talk about that, no one that wants to share in that space with you. That's when you get like to the point where you feel overwhelmed, or we have a word in Afrikaans, it's called moedeloos. It's like defeated. It's like the word defeated, when you feel defeated, but not exactly defeated. Like moed is the want to do something, and Lewis is, the lack of that. So it's like the want, the lack of wanting to do something, or feeling like you can do something. That's moedeloos, and it can be something that's so defeating. Love languages are very real and very important. Absolutely, Toasty. I couldn't agree more. How's it, boot? Dallas is good, dude. That's very good, my friend. How are you doing? Mammy, call me Dan. I'm glad you love the name. Also, I see you on the prep cooking game. It's all about the prep. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm back. Are you leaving? Not just yet, Katie. Not just yet. How are you doing, my friend? Like I did ask you, but I'm guessing you were not here for the question. Y'all seeing the updated Reddit mobile to allow replying? Yeah, dude, I heard about that. It's insane. Sabin, like that is the thing. We waited an entire year for the ability to reply on mobile. Yes, at least something is happening. So, Ninja, one of our RPAN moderators, did actually recently say that there is a new team working on the RPAN side of things, in the back end. I don't know if I'm not allowed to share that information, but I hope that means that there's going to be good things coming. Themis, Melt, my friend, so good to see you again. They've stopped giving notifications when you're live, so it's been hard to catch you. It's okay, Themis. If you genuinely want to get notifications, like we literally have a Discord channel and a Discord channel, Discord server with a whole channel dedicated to just notifications, so that you can tune in if you want to, Themis. You don't have to worry about it though, my friend. I'm sure if you're not here, you're somewhere else in the world sharing love and light, as you do here as well. Thank you for joining us again, my friend. But my therapist is invaluable to me. She's a great person to me. We are a good fit, and she has gotten me through all my lowest points. I'm so happy to hear that, Mammy. Having that is so important. It's great, right? I was housemates with Dan once, and he was with a Dan once, and he was super strong because he was a stuntman. We never had any trouble with lids on jars. He opened them in a nanosecond. Zero effort. I love that. I love that so much because it is like this like epitome, right? I train my body to be as strong as I can be. I have bulging muscles, I have six pack and abs. Six pack and abs is the same thing. I have six pack and pecs. That's the one I wanted to say. I have, big ass thighs. I have a hard time walking through doors as I'm being called to the kitchen, and then someone asks me, "Can you open this jar?" Freaking disintegrates the jar. Just leaves the the internal components as a mush on the table. Oh man, it makes me happy, man. That's beautiful. Hey Melt and other lovely people. Hey Dry Historian. It's nice to have you here, my friend. How are you doing? It's hilarious. It really is, right, Dan? Good to call that numbing feeling as the emotions of apathy. Apathy. Yeah. Murulua's apathy, those words are almost the same. Thank you. Thank you, Sensei, for educating me and expanding my vocabulary a little bit so I can say words better, dude. I appreciate you. Altruistic sweet. Hello to you, friend. I can only imagine. I hope you find a person or two or three in your neighborhood that will become good friends. You are never too old to make new friends. Absolutely. I agree completely, Mammy. I know they were a household of 3 girls and 3 boys, and the other 2 females were to call Stuntman Dan whenever a jar or something needed to be opened. Lol. When you think there was nothing before the universe, then there could be nothing after. Yup. And in the way you can say, like in that way of understanding or that way of arguing, that the universe doesn't exist before I was born and ceases to exist after I die. You know? Like you can say that, but I don't believe it. I believe there is just ceaseless creation indefinitely. It never stops, friend. If the universe ends, it wants to start again, probably. And I don't know this. We can't know this, but this is just what I feel from it. I have an entire pressed gram of finely ground, already vaped bud. I'm taking into a mega cookie this weekend. Oh goodness. Toasty is going to be toasted to the point where he's just like a thin gelatinous mass spread over the planet. Blast off before school starts. I'm all nervous. I hope you have a good one though, Toasty. Like, it sounds like an absolute vibe, my friend. Mega weed cookie. Nice. Yeah, it sounds so cool. Gob, it's on the THC abstinence period. Oh, for how long, Gob? For how long, friend? I'm actually working my way up as well. Because come October, I'm going to take the entire month completely sober. No coffee. I probably want to do no sugar as well. Obviously, no cannabis. I look forward to it, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Godspeed, brother. Godspeed and easy. Godspeed to you indeed. Oh, I love that, actually, Toasty. I need to reduce the overall intake of vice substances and become more mindful of my core operating system. I hear you, Gob. I think that's very valuable. I think during my hiatus, if you will, from weed, like a year and 4 months hiatus, was when I went to China. Like, I obviously didn't have access to weed. I definitely became aware of, as you say as well, my core operating system, and it was something that was extremely beneficial in the way that it kind of allowed me to consolidate how I process things and how I felt about things without having any mediating of stuff outside of myself. Because, like, I think I drank maybe a total of 5 times my total time in China, so I didn't even, intoxicate myself in that way either. It was definitely beneficial. Gave reasonably social. Thanks for the good vibes, Meltmore. I've never seen that award before. Thank you, Oh My Kai. I appreciate you as well, friend. Thank you for sharing your good vibes with me. It really means a lot. Alright, I just found some 1-to-1 THC to CBD. I'm gonna try and report back later. Please do, Dan. Like, let me know what that is like, friend. I actually wanna try some of that as well. Oh, hey, lol. Have you seen one of those awards before? Pretty cool, right, Simon? I don't think I've seen them. Maybe it's a new social distancing award or something. I think, I said it before, I don't partake in weed, but I can appreciate the relief it gives a person. No judgment here. I'm okay with the weed being put to good use. Like you, I know that as well, Mammy, but the way that you were talking a little bit earlier about the CBD and stuff, I was like, is Mammy smoking weed now? We appreciate you so much, Mammy. Ah, Shasai, that's insane. You know it's insane as well? Oh my Kai. Memento Mori, indeed. Musician, Memento Mori. Remember death, friends. Ah, it's such a taboo topic, and yet it is one of the only things that we can kind of make ourselves aware of. Head moderator, Lamar Nice. Lol. Oh my Kai is our head moderator? Like, thank you for letting me know, Simon. Now I can still love Oh My Kai just as much. Hope it helps and let me know if you get on. I hope so as well. First time seeing this award, it's beautiful. First time I'm seeing it as well, my friend. Like, I'm happy that I'm not the first one. I think it might be a new one, Mammy. Ayo, it's like a super plat. Yeah, like I think the blue ones are the platinum level awards, but I think that might be one that is like dedicated to this specific platform, or it might be something that only the mods can give as well. It looks very shiny and fancy, just like the Platinum Award. It is. Oh, the day the universe says I'm done is the day we get. Yeah. Yes, very much so, Chow. I'm happy that you feel that way as well, my friend. The universe won't ever say, okay, I'm done. You know, there's just. It might seem like it's done because it's in the bottom of the flow, right? Like it's like a outflow, and then there's like there's nothing, and then outflow, right? So maybe for a second it might seem like the universe is done, and then the universe is gonna be like, well, bam, you thought wrong. This message is hidden on mobile. That's so weird. Oh, such a Simon. It actually was hidden for me as well. Interestingly enough, it's insane. That is trippy. The universe, however. Okay, lovely people. I have to get started with my dinner prep. The bolognese tastes better the day after, so I'm going to let it cool, split it into freezer bags, and keep some in a pot in the fridge for tomorrow. Sounds amazing, Mammy. Thank you for sharing your energy with us today. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great one. Agree, ma'am. Never too old. I met a lot of great people. Thank you for being so kind. Thank you for receiving that kind energy as well, Christine. Take care, ma'am. The ham steeping needs to go in the slow cooker overnight for 11 to 12 hours on the lowest setting so that we won't be ready till lunchtime tomorrow. Sounds amazing though, mammy. Oh, Christy, I would suggest EMDR for people looking for some self-care therapy. I don't know what that acronym stands for, unfortunately, but thank you, Christy, for suggesting that as well. Hence, I have the marinated chicken for tonight. Yes, I think about the next meal all the time. That's the perfect way to do it, my friend. Steeping ham? Yup. You steep that ham all the way. You mean marinating it? I don't know either, friend. Steeping a huge unsmoked ham in cold water for 11 hours first to draw out some of the salt. Today I learned as well. Traditional. I didn't know that was a thing, actually. Love you too, infamous one. Thank you for joining us. Next time I'm cooking ham, I'm gonna leave it in cold water so it gets salty. I think it gets less salty actually. Draw out some of the salt. So I think it's actually going to make it a little bit less salty. Once the saltiness is gone, I place it in the cooker for 11 to 12 hours, and once it comes out, I glaze it with honey, mustard, and brown sugar under the grill on high for 10 to 12 minutes, and yeah, have a really good home-cooked ham. My goodness, like, mammy? Okay, where do I get myself a mammy? I want to know. Hello to you, the executioner. Thank you for joining us again, friend. It's been so long. I hope you've been well. I hope life has been treating you excellently. You know, whatever that is supposed to mean. Thank you for joining us again, friend. How have you been? Okay, enough food rants for me. It's okay, mammy. I love it so much. All that's left is to put some slices of pineapple on the ham. Like, I do like pineapple in my food, and I'm also a supporter of pineapple on pizza. The stones don't hurt if you want to throw me with them. Like, to me, it's just the sweet and savory, but pineapple and ham? Like, I don't see slices of pineapple on the ham and then having that baked as a vibe. But I do kind of see the pineapple cooking maybe in the juices and then taking a piece of that pineapple and eating it with your meat as sliced meat afterwards. Maybe that would be a vibe. Doesn't sound too bad, actually. Mammy, get out of here. Mammy, stop, you're making me hungry. No! Every chat eventually turns into a food chat. It seems that way. Yeah, if it's not tacos, then it might be ice cream. And if it's not ice cream, then it is steeping ham. Moist ham, where sounds like my wife. Don't know how it happens. I mean, we human beings are very much attached to food as well. We're so attached to food. It's something we base entire traditions off of. We build cultures around it. Nami, save some for me. Hell yeah, save some for all of us. I'm good, Melt. I hope you're good as well. I'm doing well, Dry Historian. I'm doing well. I'm thinking a lot. I'm feeling a lot. I feel definitely moving into a space that is going to require of me to continue growing more than I've grown before. It's like this sense of, okay, I'm very aware that I'm supposed to be growing, and I'm also very aware the thing I'm supposed to be growing for is going to be potentially shocking. And like, it's this endless intimidation of feeling like I'm not growing fast enough to be able to be ready for what's coming, if you will. And it can be exhausting sometimes, my friend, but I'm happy, I'm safe, I'm healthy. Thank you for asking, friend. I hope your wife and I haven't even met. I love your wife and I haven't even met her. I've also not, I was actually thinking yesterday um, about the fact that Saint's wife never streams. And I was thinking if she ever would. I feel like that's maybe not her vibe, but it would be cool. I mean, she's sometimes in the background of the chats, if you will, on Simon's like Discord or something. Yesterday I slow cooked chicken with artichoke hearts, and mushrooms in Pinot Grigio for 8 hours. It came out so amazing. That sounds amazing, Christine. Wow. Come on, man. I'll save you the seat on my table. I'm lurking. Thanks for streaming, Mo. Thank you for being here, Mogopo. It's so nice to have you again, my friend. The first thing that came to my mind is the fact that you got a new job as well. 3 of our friends have gotten new jobs, if you will. Not necessarily, like, 2 of our friends have gotten actually new jobs, and 1 of our friends is transitioning into the same position but a new structure. The same structure, same kind of position, but new conditions, if you will. And the friend, if he's still here, knows what I'm talking about. I'm happy for you, friends. I think it makes me so. It gives me hope, if you will, to see people growing nonetheless. Yo, I have a ton of ABV toasty, wheat toasty. What's your recipe? You just add butter, dude. You add bottom layer of water, get that water boiling. You add top layer of butter or coconut oil. You add your dry leaves to that, and then you strain it all out, strain all of the debris out, or yeah, strain all of the debris out, then put the water and the oil together in a container, then put it in the fridge. It solidifies, and then you can like puncture a hole through the oil and then drain all of the water out, and you'll see there's like some dirt. It's mostly like your trichomes and stuff at the bottom of your oil, and then you can just kind of scrape that off with a knife, and you'll have a really clean, nice and toasty oil, my friend. And now, 10 minutes later of saying I will go. Much love to you, Mammy. You were appreciated for the extra 10 minutes that you were here as well, my friend. Cooking is one of my outlets. I have a recipe page, but I haven't shared anything for a long time. It definitely is, friend. I feel cooking can be almost meditative in a way. Hugs, ma'am. I need to make recipes. I just throw everything in the pan, no measuring. I do the exact same thing, Magopo. We actually, we do it so regularly here in South Africa. We have a word for it. We have berries called murbaya. And mur means to like punch someone, and bay can mean to add something. So to punch, add, if you will, can be one interpretation of the word, or it is just a type of berry, a mulberry. So we we jokingly say, if someone asks, "Oh, what's the recipe? How did you cook this food?" You can just tell them, "Oh, it's a murbei recipe." Like, what? A murbei recipe? You have bessies in here? No, I just throw things together. Is the sun flare purposely positioned? No, friend. It was great while it lasted, but I don't necessarily know where the sun is gonna go when I come and sit down. I usually just try and shift the perspective so that we don't share the same perspective every single day. It wasn't intentional, but it was beautiful nonetheless. And thank you for being here, Anu. We are here for you, Dan, if you need to talk. Did I miss something? I don't know. I don't see anything. But we very much are, Dan. And I think you do know that at least. Magopo, same lol. I only started writing down my creations because friends and family started asking. They weren't accepting the whole just add enough until it looks right explanation. That is the way though. Thank you for the keep calm, my friend. I'll stay calm. I appreciate you, Infamous One. Lovely to see you all today. Lovely to see you as well when it rains. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How have you been? We all have a separate pizza, says Yes, I'm getting flack for the pineapple or the pineapple thing. Pineapple on pizza, he said. I don't, but yes. Oh, is that ham being served on a hard shell or soft shells though? Soft shell gang. Pineapple and ham is two components of Hawaiian pizza. I'm not attached to food. I feel the same way. I would happily give up food forever. So, if you said that to me, Sensane, literally 9 months ago, I'd be like, what are you on about? You're crazy, Sensane. Never in my life would I forever give food up. But now, like especially going through this journey I'm going and this inability for me to eat. Like I did eat something today, but I cooked myself some minced meat and I added 4 eggs to it. So I literally have 800 calories, like a max 1,000 calories of food inside of my being right now. And now I'm also doing intermittent fasting on top of that. So I'm not eating for at least 16 hours out of my day. And I'm still not hungry, dude. So if I could just kind of opt out of having to eat food and just suck energy directly into my being from the source, then I would definitely opt into doing that as well, my friend. I would still want to be able to experience food, like especially when it comes to trying novel dishes, like going to a different country and being able to taste local foods, especially cultural foods. That is something I think has a lot of value still. But the act of eating, I feel more so than ever, has become a little bit of a chore. I mean, you are what you eat. You are if I eat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, you are if I eat you. What the fuck? Toasty. Yo, I haven't had a fridge in over a month, and I'm doing quite fine. My co-workers, not so much though. Your co-workers, are they working with you in the house though? That's the thing I'm curious about. Haven't had a fridge in over a month. Are you buying fresh ingredients and preparing your meals on the spot? I'm guessing. Are you doing that? My fridge is on back order. They don't understand how I'm so calm about it. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, Jovan? You haven't had a fridge for a month. Like, like, yeah, it's on back order. I'm just waiting. But why? How is the monkey not shaking the cage? Everyone, have a beautiful day. It's time to make lunch for my fam. Much love to you as well, Christine. Thank you for joining us. Have a fantastic day. Love you, fam. I'm gonna go get some air on the wheel as well before my class. See you later, friends. See you sane. So nice to have you here, my dude. Keep on keeping on, Simon. Much love, bruh. Much love to every single one of you, friends. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me here again in this space, in this feeling, as we melt more. Yeah, I don't think a bug has ever been that dead, but he did bite me first. So I feel I have some some means to defend myself. It's actually becoming red. Yeah. If you bite me, you might just die, Toasty. I love you, friends. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.